Greetings, this is Attorney TMG, and I'm continuing our conversation about how some moms lose custody of their children in court. Thank you for engaging with me and allowing me to provide you with some of this very important information. Someone in the comments asked about an emergency change of custody, and I wanted to talk about that briefly. We can go into a couple of different ways that may happen. One would be that dad would file a brand new lawsuit, a brand new petition for an emergency change of custody based on certain circumstances. Another way could be if there is a pending litigation action and something happens and then dad files a motion for an emergency change of custody. So let's talk about a few ways that can happen. One way that mom could lose custody of her children in an emergency hearing is if there has been some sort of spanking or physical abuse to the minor child. Mom could lose custody at least on a temporary basis while that is investigated. Additionally, mom could be subjected to a criminal action or a deprivation action. So there could be quite a few penalties for physical abuse. Additionally, moms have lost custody for minor children on an emergency basis when mom's not available. I had a case once where a gentleman filed because mom was in a very serious car accident, was hospitalized. He filed for custody while mom was in the ICU. Fortunately, he was not awarded the custody on an emergency basis in that particular instance. Another way that mom can lose custody on an emergency basis is based upon negligent supervision. That comes in various forms. Negligent supervision could be leaving small children at home alone unsupervised and dad or authorities or neighbors discover the children. Mom, of course, could leave small children in a vehicle. Authorities can discover the children. That's negligent supervision. Mom could also leave weapons where the minor child can get to them. That's absolutely negligent supervision. Further, mom could leave drugs or alcohol within the reach of the children, such as prescription drugs or illicit drugs or alcohol. Mom could also lose custody of her children on an emergency basis by leaving her children with people who cannot provide proper care for their children. People who are negligent, whether that's a family member, a babysitter, negligent in the same forms that I just discussed, but also leaving children with a boyfriend who is negligent or a boyfriend who is abusive, or the worst case scenario is a boyfriend or maybe even a new husband who molests your child. And I've had that on a few cases. It's a horrible situation to deal with, and mom absolutely loses custody then, at least temporarily. Mom can also lose custody of her children on an emergency basis if mom is not available to receive the children when dad is trying to return them from a visit. An example would be mom's incarcerated when the visitation is over and dad cannot return the children to mom. Another example will be where mom is unavailable, not around. I had a case once where mom was somewhere passed out on drugs and couldn't receive her children. All of these examples, and I could probably give you a lot more, are cases in which mom has lost custody, at least on a temporary basis, at an emergency hearing. So these are important factors to know and to consider.